Hello again, folks, and welcome to Black Bear Outdoors. Now, in keeping with the theme of our past few videos, we're going to be looking at another concealed carry pistol today. This time, the Glock 43X and Mrs. Bear's chosen concealed carry gun. So, Glock needs no introduction, and even though they didn't invent the first striker-fired pistol or even the first polymer-framed pistol, they certainly were the guys who made them popular and mainstream, especially after that far-fetched statement that Bruce Willis's character had in Die Hard 2 about the Glock 7. Look it up, it's pretty hilarious. Anyways, that being said, Glock has had a fantastic track record of reliability, simplicity, and it boasts a massive aftermarket support structure. It's also the favorite of a lot of police departments as well as militaries around the world, and has seen action in all those different theaters as well. Now, Glock always had a bunch of concealed carry options, and I'm thinking of the 43, for example, because it's the closest cousin to the 43X. It was a small pistol, short slide, short barrel, but also had a very short, fat grip, and was only had a capacity of about 6 rounds, right? So then in comes Smith & Wesson with the Shield, much thinner profile, and took over that market. After them came SIG with the P365, which just blew everybody out of the water with a higher capacity, slimline profile, very concealable pistol. So now Glock had to kind of get back into the race with these guys. So Glock introduces the Glock 43X. They extended the grip of the Glock 43, for example, and gave it a 10-round capacity. Now, if you're anything like me, I stayed away from little subcompacts like the Glock 43, for example, because with the pinky hangover, this doesn't feel like I have enough control over that pistol to make me comfortably shoot it. Now, this is different with the Glock 43X, because now all of a sudden you can get a decent purchase on the pistol. It's still very concealable, and it gives you a higher capacity of 10 rounds plus 1. Then Shield Arms comes onto the market. They're producing a steel 15-round magazine that increases the capacity of the Glock 43X. So that's a game changer. There is a little bit of a drawback though, which we'll talk about in a little bit when we take it out to the table. However, just recently, Palmetto State Armory, love them, came out with another similar product, which is for the PSA dagger, but it fits perfectly in the 43X, and it also gives you 15 rounds. Again, game changer. So guys, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take it into the table, take a closer look at what it offers, then we'll take it out to the range, see how well it performs, and then we'll give you our final thoughts. Stay tuned. Alright guys, now that we got the Glock on the table, let's take a closer look. It's another Glock. The end. I'm just joking. As you can see guys, this is a polymer framed pistol with a stainless steel slide, of course. It's chambered in 9x19 or 9mm with a 3.41 inch barrel, right? The slide length is about 6.06 inches. And it's very reminiscent of any other Glock that you've seen. They're all got the same shape. This one's just slightly smaller. Now in this case, you'll see it shares the slide with a Glock 43. But that's kind of where it stops because the grip frame or grip module is completely different. They don't share mags either. Where the Glock 43 has got the short, kind of stubby, fat grip, this one has got a much thinner profile, and it is a little bit longer. So again, pet peeve of mine with these type of pistols is the pinky hang off, and this one I can actually get my pinky on there. As you can see, I get some Glock bites sometimes. But yeah, so this is one of those pistols that I can actually shoot. Again, one of my things with a micro pistol is my support hand needs a bit more space, but hey, we can live with that. All right, so because it's a Gen 5, you're gonna see it's got that kind of a beveled front end there, and it does have the forward slide serrations as well, if you like to do press checks and things like that. Like any other Glock, it is not ambi, but you can switch the mag release from the one side to the other if you like. And then the sights that it comes with is your standard placeholder Glock plastic sights. Nice thing about this particular one though, it is the MOS. So basically you can add a red dot optic on it, which is a nice feature and kind of something that you'd expect from most pistol manufacturers these days. All right, let's take a look at the trigger. Standard kind of Glock trigger. I hope you can see that with a little trigger dingus, little uptake there, staple gun. And let's check the reset. Kind of feels like any other Glock I've shot before. Not the best triggers out there, but also not bad at all. Very serviceable. The Glock triggers don't bother me in the least. All right, stippling that you see on here is fairly, well, it's not that aggressive actually. It looks more aggressive than it is. So if you're carrying it kind of tight to your body, it's not going to take skin off, but you do get a fairly good purchase on it. Also, you'll notice that it does have a rail here for a light or an accessory of your choice there. All right, so let's take a look at this mag I was telling you guys about. So these come with 10 round mags out of the box from the factory, which is fair point. However, people were saying that, oh, but you can get the Shield Arms 15 round mags for them, steel mag, but then you're going to have to look at replacing perhaps your mag release button at some point because the steel kind of wears on the polymer there. So Palmetto State Armory, wonderful as they are, came out with this little guy. And this is a, I think it's like the same as a Glock one, so it's steel with a polymer coating, 15 round magazine, which means is in this little package you now have a 15 round capacity, or 15 plus 1, and it's not going to eat away at your mag release there. So that is a huge advantage. So in a little package like that, and it's flush fit as well, so that's pretty awesome. So in a little package like that, you're going to have a fair amount of firepower, and it's easily concealable, and you know it's reliable because it's a Glock, right? So one thing about Glocks that I wish they would change around are these two little tabs on either side of the pistol, right? Now you pull those down to disassemble it, but if you got sweaty hands or you've been in the mud or something like that, it's really hard to get those two tabs down to release it, or maybe that's just me. But yeah, they could do with a better system of disassembling your pistol, right? Another advantage of having a Glock like this would be the aftermarket support. They're probably the company with the most accessories out there, so finding a good holster for this to carry it would be so easy. There's going to be a plethora of options in regards to mounting optics. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something that's good to go out of the box, this might be a very, very good choice for you if you're one of those people who can shoot a Glock well without tons and tons of practice. All right, guys, that's basically it that I've got for you on the table around the 43X. Now let's get to the fun stuff and go and see how well it performs. What we're also going to do on the range is we're going to be doing some reliability testing on those mags. So all the mags we're going to be using on the range will be the Palmetto State Armory ones. And then also just be aware, some of our range footage, unfortunately the wind started picking up pretty heavily, so we had to edit the audio quite a bit and add some music just to not to blow out your eardrums with the wind noise. All right, guys, stay tuned. Alright guys, taking the first shots. It's a very shootable gun. I can actually get a grip on it. If you're anything like me, the Glock grip angle is not my natural kind of point, so I have to work a little bit harder to shoot the Glock properly. That's not the case with Mrs. Bear. That's her natural kind of angle or point that she has, and she prefers the Glocks. This is also her preferred carry gun, so when it comes to accuracy, we're going to make her test it. So the idea here is we want to see if she's able to, out of the box, put 10 rounds onto a target at 20 yards that represents any form of threat that she needs to stop. Let's see what happened. So for a short barrel pistol at 20 yards out of the box, and that's what Mrs. Bear is capable of, we're very happy with it at this point. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the recoil. Because it's a smaller pistol, it's going to be a little bit snappier than a bigger pistol, right? So let's compare the actual recoil between this, my actual carry pistol, which is the SIG X-Carry Legion, and then also my secondary carry pistol, which is the MMP Shield Plus. Let's see what the recoil difference is like. Alright guys, next up we were going to be doing some reliability testing on those mags, and they actually ran flawlessly for the whole day. We put over 300 rounds through this Glock. We did have one failure to eject, but I've chalked that up to the break-in process. Once Mrs. Bear started hitting some steel, I really had to fight her to get the gun back to just fire a few shots at the end there, but let's take a look. Alright guys, final thoughts on this pistol. I think you never go wrong with the Glock. They're going to be reliable, they're going to be simple to use, and if that's your thing, perfect. It's a solid option. If you switch out the sights or actually slap a red dot on it, that'd be great. Aftermarket support for it is humongous, and it's an actually very shootable pistol, and we quite like it. Mrs. Bear is very, very happy with her choice, and we'll keep you posted on how that progresses. Guys, if you enjoyed our video today or learned something new or were just a little bit entertained, Please leave us a thumbs up, or give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification button. If you'd like to support us in a different way, we also have a Patreon account if you want to swing by there. And you all stay safe, and we'll see you next time.